Welcome to another episode of Professional Couch Coaches with Doc and Mike. It is your girl, Doc, here with my brother from another mother with another episode. Mike, how you feeling tonight?
I'm alright.
You be so cool, like you be chill, man. I'm trying to get like you, get my eyes low for no damn reason, just
My
I'm gonna grow my
my bad.
beard out, all that.
Yeah,
Try to be
finally got a
just like
cut. I was looking homeless in the other episodes.
Oh yeah, about time, about
I
time.
know.
Shout out to Gene, keeping my
Yeah.
boy looking fresh so he don't look homeless. Because what would we do without Gene?
I know,
Um,
right? He flaked on me today, though. Well, I no telling
oh,
what I'm gonna look like next week.
oh Lord, mm. Gene, you tripping?
Right.
So how you want to start off tonight? When we left off, we were in. It was about to be championship weekend
Mm-hmm.
for the NCAA's. Um, uh, I think we had almost got to the point where we knew who was going to be um, playing in the championship games. We had championship for the women's ended up being um, South Carolina versus Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Championship for the men ended up being Purdue versus UConn. Um, I watched both of the games. I don't know which one you want to talk about first, the men or the women's, because I got opinions on
Mm.
both.
Let's go. Let's get the ladies they love first. Let's go, ladies
Okay,
first.
all right. Um, it was a good game. It was actually a good game
Agreed.
up
Agreed.
up until about 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. I knew it
Yeah.
was like I knew it was over then. I could just,
Yeah.
how like momentum is like rolling, everything you could just tell the team seemed to be clicking. It's like they wanted it. Um, I think they wanted a little bit more to Iowa. What I think it was, Iowa didn't have kind of what you said a couple weeks ago. South Carolina is a complete team.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have players that you could be off. You can have an off night, and not one person's gonna break the team.
Right.
Um, even the center, Camilla, even like because I think in the championship game she might have only had like 15, 16 points. She had
Yeah,
like
but
17
I'm about to say
rebounds
she
though.
had a lot of rebounds though,
She had like 17 rebounds, but
and
she
a couple
ain't got to
blocks.
score 40. Yeah, she ain't got to score 40. Like that's what
Yeah,
I mean. Like
that ain't her
nobody
role.
on nobody on the team has to score 40 for them to be guaranteed a victory. And that's
Right.
kind of what I saw. I saw a complete team playing a team that just didn't have enough stars.
Yeah, I
So
agree. I like the way that Caitlin Clark came out. I mean, what she have 18 in the first quarter? Like that was that was just insane. Um,
yeah,
but then that one thing called coaching. Don Staley switched up that defensive assignment, and that girl, she ain't lock her up, but she definitely slowed her down. Um,
definitely.
and and I think that was the turning point of the game. And everybody else just rallied and kept playing defense, and then sure thing for sure, they shots just started falling.
Yeah,
So, but I thought it was a very entertaining game, very
yeah,
very entertaining.
yeah. It was really good, and I like the fact that it was competitive, and it could have went either way. I like that. I
Hmm.
like the fact that they both put forth effort, and it was like if Iowa
Yeah.
get a little hot streak going with their threes, you
Oh
never
yeah.
know. Like
Yep.
you don't know how it could have turned out.
Right.
But I like that. But I love the fact that we saw like a complete team effort from South Carolina. Um,
Yep.
Raven Johnson's defense was like outstanding. Like you were saying,
Oh yeah.
like some things you can't when you playing against a shooter, they gonna get their shots.
Mm,
But you want to be as disruptive as you could possibly be. You want to try to stick with them as much as you could possibly stick with them. Like, and she did her job.
she
She did
did.
her job. She
Yep.
commanded the floor. She played defense. Then she brought the ball down. Like
Yep.
she, you know what I'm saying? Like she did her
Yeah.
part.
She did.
So,
She did.
so, and of course, I was rooting for Dawn. I wanted Dawn to get her another championship, undefeated season. That's like, it ain't many teams that could say they had an undefeated season and then won the championship.
Right.
So, putting Dawn up there with coaching legends, I think is awesome for the sport. Um, like you were saying, it came down to coaching,
Yeah.
and she put them dogs on them,
And
and
it also came down to my players are better than yours.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so it'll
You
be
might have
interesting.
two, but we got 7.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, that was another thing. It's a good point. The bench scoring. I think
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina's bench had came out. It was like 35-0 between bench players. That
Because
makes a hell of a difference.
honestly, the South Carolina bench is one of the reasons that brought them back into that game. They
Yeah,
started off slow, like
yeah,
when they switched them out. I can't remember the short light skinned girl name, but she was hitting all her threes.
yeah.
Um, dang, I can't remember her name, but yeah, their bench was a major factor in the turning point in that game. Also,
Yeah, that that shows the complete team effort. Like
hmm
just the way that they were able to, like with the people coming off the bench, you playing all 9 of the people that can play, like everybody rotating in and doing their part. It was really a complete team effort. So
yep, that's what Van Haley going next year.
you think? I don't think Van Haley, Haley Van Lee.
Yeah,
You supposed
Van
to
Lee
remember that Van Lee.
can't 40-piece nugget. That's what she going
Yeah,
next year.
I don't know if she will fit in Don's system, but you know, you
Yeah,
know, because she
what you
don't
think
really
of?
play defense. So Don
Well,
ain't going to it. Don is
she
sitting
tried.
anybody down.
She tried to play defense.
Yeah, Don is sitting anybody down. Don don't care. Don, you could
Yeah,
be #1 recruit. Don will be like, you don't do it my way. I'm sorry.
right,
Just there go. You don't need to be here. And I like
right.
that. I like old school coaching.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of a side note, speaking of old school coaching, have you seen any of the clips of what Deion Sanders been doing to his team?
no, I haven't actually.
Okay,
What he do?
Deion, uh, he's been calling his team out. Like, so one video, one of the players, a couple of the players weren't showing up for classes. It was one particular class. They weren't showing up for the class. They was barely doing their work. He pulled up the email, had a team meeting, pulled up the email on the projector and was like reading the email to the team.
So everybody can see it.
Yeah. And it had
A little,
players' names in it. And he calling them out. He was like, he asking the coaches, what's his draft grade? His draft grade good enough to not go to class? Is his draft grade good enough not to attend class? To have do your work in class?
a little public shaming
Oh man.
to
So then he had another video to where um one of the young ladies that worked for the team was showing a vendor around to upgrade one of the locker rooms at the facility. But while she was showing the vendor around, I guess a couple of the players left the locker room kind of trash, like they left stuff all over, like their clothes and
mm-hmm.
different equipment just laying around. So he showed the video to the team,
So
and
they can see what it looked like.
he's like, so yeah, he asked the young lady to come up. He was like, so what were you doing in the locker room? So she was telling him, like, yeah, I was showing the vendor around. He was like, so you had people coming over to upgrade the locker room, but this is what it looked like. He was like, oh yeah, y'all know y'all gonna owe me after practice. He was like, I will kill y'all before practice, but I want a good practice. So y'all know y'all owe me after practice. He was like, we know what players it is, but we a team, right?
Yep.
We all a team. We all going, man. I mean, I love it.
You
I
love
love
it.
it. Man,
You
I
like
love it,
old school
man.
coaching.
Man, it
A
just,
little,
but he hold them accountable. It's like you a
yeah.
man. You ain't a
Yep.
kid no more. You a man.
Yep.
And if you can't learn from a Hall of Famer, like you trying to get to where this man is, this
Right.
man don't have to. He don't have to be a coach. He's
Nope.
he's in the Hall of Fame. He's
Yeah.
forever a Dallas Cowboy. He can walk to the Dallas Cowboys stadium right now and don't have to show them nothing. But I'm Deion
Right.
Sanders, and he can
Yep.
sit and go wherever he want to. He don't have to
Yeah.
coach, but he's trying to turn boys into men. And that, man, I love it, man. I love it.
You love it. You
I
love it.
do. I do. I
I
do.
think it takes special people to when you're trying to like work with kids or youth or young adults. It takes special people because sometimes the kids don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a purpose behind it.
Right.
And a lot of them kids are not gonna go, like you were saying, what's your draft stock? Like half of y'all ain't even going to the NFL and
Mm-mm.
you can't even work hard while you got this opportunity, but you
Right.
think you've already made it because you playing for me or you playing at this university or you know, it's a constant grind. You gotta work hard every day, like as an
Right.
individual. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
love it.
think
I love that message he's sending down there.
yeah, Dion be over the top sometimes, but I can get with that. I can get with that.
He do be over the top, but he ain't. He's always been one of the most level-headed ones when he's over the top. He has a purpose for his madness.
Respect
It,
for all the
it
things that he do.
but
Yeah,
it do be over the top, but there's a it's a
yeah,
purpose
yeah,
for
yeah.
it though.
Way over the top, but
I mean,
hey,
it can't be no worse than somebody showing up to your house with their pads on in 100-degree weather, talking about let's go run routes.
yeah,
And
he
Dion like, let me pray for you.
right. He was on drugs at the time when he did that
Yeah.
though, so
Not
he got it.
yeah, not Dion people. We're not talking about
Not
Dion. We
Dion,
talking
not
not
Dion.
Dion. Dion was never on
Michael
drugs.
Michael
Yeah.
Irvin allegedly was on drugs.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
He's allegedly,
Allegedly.
even though he said he was himself, but.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah. Back to the UConn versus Purdue, the men's uh, championship game. I didn't find it as entertaining, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Well, let
I
I was
think,
sleep.
yeah, at one point, I saw the writing on the wall at like halftime. Um, even though it was, they might have been down by like 7, 8. Purdue was down. It was still reachable, like they
Hmm.
were achievable. But somewhere in the third quarter, I know for sure they were down by like 15, 16.
Yeah, they went on
Um,
like a 10-0 run. That's when I woke up.
yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's gonna be like this. Like it's not gonna even they're not gonna even have a chance to come back.
Right.
Um,
But am I tripping though? Why did the game start so late? Like
I
when did
wa-
we start having championship games at 9 o'clock?
I know it was late. I
Was it
can't
because they
remember.
was playing on the West Coast?
That's what I was about to say. I think it's because they was playing on the West Coast. They
I
trying to.
don't care about that.
I don't
It's
either. They
nine.
need to
What the
start
game
getting
started at 9:20? You the only game playing.
out
Why we
nine
not playing?
thirty.
Why we not playing
Yep.
this at 7, 8 o'clock?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure why they started it so late.
I mean, I could be tripping though. Maybe most of the championship games started that late, but it just felt late to me.
It don't feel like it'd be that late. Like you had to be really dedicated to watch the whole game, especially after you get to the third quarter and you like, oh, Purdue ain't coming back.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like 10 minutes left in the second half. You like, yeah, this is over. I think I turned it off with like 9 minutes left.
yeah, because it was over. It was
Yeah,
over. Um, the big boy from Purdue, Edie, um,
he did
he
what he
didn't really
could.
he did what he could, but he didn't really maximize every opportunity. They weren't scared though. Connecticut wasn't scared at all. They
I mean,
played him like he was 6'7".
they
Like
because they
they
got
didn't
a 7-footer too,
yeah, they
but he way more athletic than Edie though.
yeah. Edie moved like a robot. Like it's real slow. It's real slow. Me and Rob, shout out to Rob, was talking about this today. I
Shout
was
out
like,
Rob.
yeah, he moved real stiff. You know what I'm saying? It's not like fluid. It wasn't. I know he tall, so you know it's a little awkwardness when you that tall, but it's not very fluid. So
Little Yao Mingish.
yeah, where it was kind of like you could see when he was trying to turn to post up, and you playing athletic people, they like, okay, well, I know which way you're going, So
Yeah.
his height wasn't a factor. They were getting offensive rebounds. UConn was getting offensive rebounds. They pretty much they did their thing. Like,
Yeah. UConn tough though. That was a tough team.
yeah,
They were tough.
clearly. Um,
Yeah.
I was hoping Carolina would have been there, but yeah, and still.
Mm, I did too,
Yeah,
but I don't know if they would have won. But
yeah. And watching UConn and really looking at them, I don't know if even if Carolina would have made it to the Final Four, if they could have beat them.
I don't know either. That's a good question.
Yeah, because UConn they play like a complete team, and they are scrappy.
And they score, and they play great
Yeah,
defense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if Carolina even could have. You know, I would have won my
Made
bracket had they done that, but I
they
don't
would
think
have.
they would have.
I think they would have made it a decent game because early in the year when they played UConn, I mean, it was a good game. They didn't win, but it was a good game though. But I
Yeah,
don't know. I mean, basketball is also one of them type of sports that you never know.
you never know. Yeah. So UConn beat Purdue, so UConn are now the national champions. Um, Second year in a row. They got a little program running.
Yeah, this ain't the first time.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, it's a basketball school.
Yeah,
You
it
got to
is.
know,
It
you
definitely
know,
is.
even on the women's side, it's a
Cause
basketball school.
I think they won in 2018 or 17 with that
Yeah,
black coach. I'm not sure his name, but he wasn't
yeah,
there long.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now they got Hurley coach,
one of the Hurley
Hurley boys.
boys.
Yeah, yeah. But that was a okay game. I wouldn't call it a good game. I think it was. I was kind of disappointed. I was looking for more fireworks, like because the girls' game was like so good. I was expecting more from the boys' game.
They shouldn't have
Um,
started at 9:20. I think that's
yeah,
yeah.
their viewership was down too. The girls had higher viewership, but they played at a decent time.
They
The
played
game
on
was like,
Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
yeah, yeah, like
Yeah,
where most
everybody's
people
awake.
are
Just
like,
got out of church.
yeah, right, where most people are like watching or looking
Yeah,
for something to
eat,
watch. Yeah,
about to eat the afternoon dinner. About to,
yeah,
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 whatever you do on a Sunday. However you
right,
enjoy your Sunday. Turn on the game. But on a
right.
Monday night, you got work in the morning.
Got work in the morning. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I just got off work.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how much energy I can actually get this game.
I was on
So
my couch, knocked out. I woke up. It
you
was
probably
halftime.
you were snoring. You
I
literally
don't know
went to
what I
sleep.
was. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah. You like, oh shit, I was watching the game.
Yeah, might have not even remembered the game. TV was on.
Yep, probably did. You was like, oh, the national championship is being played today. That is what
I,
is
I mean, it was on, but dang, that's a late. That's late.
that
9:20.
is
That's late. They shouldn't do that next year. It's,
I hope
come
they
on now.
don't.
8 o'clock.
I'm sure people
7:45. 8 o'clock. Come on.
yeah.
9:20. The
It
game
was
wasn't
eight.
over till what, midnight?
Yeah, it was eight something my time. And I still was like, oh, this is kind of late for a game,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a championship game.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
thinking about viewership, like people on the East Coast. Still, that's a whole nother hour you got to
Yeah.
think about. So,
Ridiculous.
absolutely.
So
Um,
overall, the women was more exciting. Men's game was what we predicted.
yep. I get a women's game a 10 out of 10. Would recommend that
Yeah.
game. Play it back. See the chess match. I loved it. The men's game, I would give it a 5. Only because UConn actually like was grinding. Purdue at one
Mm-hmm.
point, it seemed like they weren't really into it. Like I think they desperation. I always talk about this. Desperation starts to set in. You can definitely tell, even from a fan's point of view, like, oh man, they they know they ain't gonna win. Like
Right.
shit just
Right.
starts happening. Yeah. And
Exactly.
that's what I saw with the men's game.
But this has definitely been another episode of Professional Couch Coaches. Make sure to please like, follow, and subscribe. And as always, peace.